Welcome back, viewers and listeners.
Yes.
Week 3, episode 3 of 220 Takes. As always, I'm Connor.
I'm Chris.
I'm Evan.
I think it's week 4.
Well, no, we're
Well,
covering week.
this is the
Week
third
3,
podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Week 3 of the
Yeah.
podcast, going on week 4 of the
Yep.
NFL.
I'll pass it over to Evan now. He's got the agenda for the day.
All right, so we're gonna do the usual.
Mm-hmm.
Talk a little bit about our flag football, how that went. Then we're gonna talk about how our parlay did, with a little surprise,
Little surprise.
coming there. And then we're gonna go over some news going around the NFL, as well as answering some questions that some of you guys wanted us to answer.
We got a lot of questions, surprisingly.
Yep. And then, as always, we talk Bears Packers.
Mm-hmm.
Go over our Capper Glazer hater. We got our parlay for week 4 of the NFL, and then we'll do our week 4 picks.
And we'll go over our picks from last week before we'll do the picks for week 4.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So let's jump into flag football. We played on Thursday.
Yes, sir.
We caught a W. Like Jameis, we eating those W's.
Oh, yeah.
8-6.
Yeah.
Very low scoring affair.
Dogfight.
I threw a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
We had that
Our
good
only
D.
score. We did
Yeah.
have that good D. We're like the Bears.
And we like that good
And we got that. We like that good D. We'll say that later when we
Yep.
talk about the Bears.
Obviously.
Do you guys have anything else you want to add about the game?
I did drop a wide open pass in the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
I will say it hung up in the air for a while, and I should have caught it.
Whoa.
Some was in my eyes, but that's not an excuse.
Yeah.
We'll be better next game for it.
Yeah.
Chris dropped it.
I did the classic, everyone's been there. I turned upfield before catching the ball. It's just, I wanted to catch so bad. I just forgot to go through the fundamentals.
But on our touchdown that we did have, I caught the 2-point
true.
conversion.
That is
So
true.
I bounced back there.
And we clamped on defense.
Let me just say though,
honestly.
not to call you out, Connor, but
Whoa.
we had talked about if you were doing bad, that I would come in and play as QB2, and there's 4 minutes left in the second half, and I say, hey, I got this drive. And you're like, no. And I was like, yeah. And you're like, no.
And then I went out there and scored.
Yeah,
So,
we scored, but how many passes do you
I
think
don't know.
you had completed downfield, though?
It was a
Not a
weird,
lot.
It was a
Not a
weird
lot.
game.
It was a weird.
It was a
game.
weird game.
So next week I'm starting out QB just for a little
Whoa.
bit, just to see how it goes, and then I'll hand the reins back to Connor. But
Hey, I mean, we can try
all
something.
that matters though is we got that dub.
Yep.
That's
all
true.
that matters is we got that dub.
It's true.
Well, we drew up a couple plays over the weekend that we might
Yeah.
throw out there on Thursday.
I was going to say, shout out Detroit Lions for using the play.
That is true.
Evan drew up.
I drew up a
During
play called
practice.
Pod
Yeah.
Yeah, and
after this pod,
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if you saw, but the Lions, it was a little it was a pass and then a reverse to the
Yeah, a
to
little
Jameer
running
Gibbs.
on the other
shoots and
side. Yeah.
ladders. Yeah. And
It's almost like Ben Johnson was spying on our practice.
and you know what? If he was,
You're welcome.
you're welcome. Don't use that against the Bears or
right,
Packers,
yeah.
though.
With that out of the way, next game on Thursday, we'll recap that next episode.
Yep.
So with that out of the way, we'll jump to the next segment. Evan, what do we got?
We're gonna go over the records that we had for
Week 3?
For week 3.
2? Yeah, all right.
week 3 of the NFL.
Week 2
Yes.
of the
Yeah,
Pack-
yeah.
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
This is a bit
We messed
awkward.
up 1 week.
All right. Well, I improved.
Yeah.
Chris improved. Evan did not improve. In fact, he actually got worse.
But
Wow.
what? But
So me and Chris both went 8-8,
I like that.
which brings me to 13-19 on the season,
Okay.
and Chris to 15-17
All
on the
right.
season.
I'll take it.
And Evan went 7-9, which brings him to 16-16 on the season.
so what I'm hearing is I'm still in the
You're
lead.
still in the lead.
Not by much.
Not by much. Not by much, at least with him. I'm
Yeah.
pretty down there.
Hey, but a couple of your upsets.
I would need
won.
I would need a couple. I would need a big week. I would need a big week to kind of get back in there. The most interesting picks, I would say, me and Evan backing the Giants against
Yeah.
the Browns.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Me taking the Commanders.
Yeah, what a
against the
crazy
Bengals.
game that was.
I wasn't surprised you took the Commanders because of your Jaden Daniels glaze,
Yeah, we knew that was.
but it was still a
happening.
good pick.
Yeah,
What?
yeah. You know, I love me some Jane Daniels.
Yeah, bro. I chose the Bengals and
Yeah.
took the loss. Hey, but I chose the Vikings.
Why'd you do that?
I had to whip it out, bro. I had to whip it out.
If you're confused, you got to watch the video.
Yeah.
Because I'm confused. Hey, but I chose the Vikings. So
Yeah.
that was a nice
Yeah,
choice on my
that was a
end.
big. Hey, and we all picked against the Panthers.
Wow.
We'll get into that in a little bit, but
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
that was a bit interesting.
Yeah.
And now we got some news. So
News.
right off the bat, what comes to mind is I'm thinking Andy Dalton,
Yep.
Red Rocket,
Red Rocket.
and
TCU legend.
Mhm.
I even said last week I was like, I don't know if Andy Dalton playing is going to make that much of a difference,
Yeah.
and that's why I didn't pick the Panthers, as we all didn't. But he balled out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm shocked. You know, like I didn't watch much of the game, but I did watch some of the highlights and just looked at the box score overall. I don't know what changed. And sometimes you get more fired up, like Andy Dalton had something to prove, and maybe players around the offense kind of wanted to change or whatever. But yeah, just to have that big of a turnaround out of nowhere was great. It was crazy.
I honestly I don't really understand it either. It's like I truly didn't think that Bryce Young was holding that team so far back.
No.
I thought that there was a lot of other holes that they needed to fix, but Andy Dalton goes out there and goes crazy. I mean,
And it's not even like Andy Dalton isn't like an amazing quarterback.
Right.
It's not like he's had like some
it's not like Brady
amazing
went out there,
career.
yeah.
So just for it to be like, he goes out there and he's like what makes the difference.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? It could be a fluke, but like Andy Dalton's like a mid quarterback compared to like a lot of quarterbacks in the league.
He's having a resurgence of his career. A couple of other QBs right now. AKA Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold.
Can we might really get to that later because there's a question about that later.
Yeah.
Do you have any other news around the league that you can think of? Because one thing we might talk about it when we do Bears Packers, but the Jordan Love injury. Should I just save that for when we talk about it?
Yeah.
Okay. So any other news besides that? I mean, it wasn't crazy. I mean, the Raiders.
Not a lot of injuries this week.
Well,
I don't think there was any like big ones.
Yeah, I mean, you could talk about Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
You know which Christian we're talking about now.
Yeah.
Okay. Going to Germany.
Yeah, going to Germany. He got a special.
I got one. Broncos beating the Bucs.
Oh yeah.
That's something we should touch on.
I mean, we all had picked the Broncos to win, or no, the Buccaneers to win.
Buccaneers.
We all picked the Buccaneers to win because the Broncos just
why?
weren't clicking with Bo Nix there.
Yeah.
And the Buccaneers obviously were. They were 2-0 going to this game.
Yeah.
With
Baker was cooking.
Looking like playoffs.
I don't know what happened. Maybe there was something in the air in Denver, but I
think they're away.
They were. I know. I think.
Come on, man.
I think Tampa Bay was on the road.
No, they were
home. Maybe there was something in the air in Tampa Bay.
Oh my gosh, bro.
I don't know. Denver flew in there with a vengeance, huh?
Yeah. Maybe they should just stop playing in Denver.
You think Bo Nix is gonna start to play good?
I mean, maybe. It's not like Tampa Bay's defense is like crazy, right? Like,
right.
They were still. Yeah. Go ahead.
I don't know. I mean, it's one game. Maybe he can keep it going on. I mean, I don't think Bo Nix was like the best quarterback in this class. He's far from it.
Yeah.
Who do you think is then?
We'll get to that later.
Oh my, he's torn.
Actually, you guys already know who my take is. At least for right now, until Caleb starts showing out.
Well, Bo Nix also didn't throw a touchdown pass. He just had a rushing touchdown, so he's still got ways to go.
Yeah, he's a rookie. We'll see how he progresses in the future years.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's not much news other than that. I mean, there weren't like any like crazy like games, like crazy upsets.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So, Like if you want to jump into, if you want to pull up some of the questions, and then maybe you ask someone, like one of us, a question, one person can answer it.
Okay.
All right.
And we can kind of just move on from there.
All right.
You want to pull up some of those questions,
Yeah, I'll pull them up.
or you can shout out who
Yeah.
who asked the question too if you want.
Okay. Let me just get over there really quick.
Oh, so you're not ready. You're not committed.
The
I just
notes-
wasn't ready to be put on
the
the
notes
spotlight.
just-
Oh, so you're
I'm
not
gonna
committed.
lie.
Why are the notes not?
All right.
pulled up?
So, shout out Carson for this question. And I'll kind of ask both of you guys because you guys
Okay.
can maybe have some different answers. But what are some as of right now? What are some coaches that you kind of feel like are on the hot seat as of right now? I know it's only week 3,
Right.
but going into the future, what are some coaches that you?
Are you gonna
think-
ask a specific person, or are you gonna?
No, I mean you guys
just
can
in
you guys
general?
can have different
Okay.
answers. So I'm thinking, what are I'm sure there are some coaches right now that are
Yeah.
seats are kind of warming up.
Well, I can start off. I think Doug Peterson,
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Jacksonville head coach. They just paid Trevor Lawrence all this money,
Yeah.
and they're getting no results.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is
Is
that
that-
really Doug Peterson's fault, or is that a Trevor problem?
I feel like he's talented enough. I feel like with the right coach, you see even with the Packers and having Malik Willis,
Mm-hmm.
like you scheme up things for him, you get him going in the game,
True.
and once you're like feeling it, once like a quarterback's feeling it in the game, they kind of get the hang of it. I mean, I just feel like all NFL quarterbacks are gonna be able to make plays.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just not looking good, and I don't want to overreact about it, all right?
True.
Because it's just week 3,
Yep.
and there's a lot of overreacting to do.
But that seat's getting warm.
Right, the seat's getting warm a little bit, especially with how many coaches have been in and out of there.
Yeah.
So you almost do feel bad for Trevor Lawrence though, because of how many coaches he's had and probably different systems that he's had to run with. So I don't know. I think he's on the hot seat.
I noticed Chris here's taking advantage
Yeah,
of
I
our new
wanted
whiteboards.
I wanted to use the new whiteboard here. And,
New addition.
New
Yeah.
edition. We're adding something every
Shout
single
out Chris, he
time.
bought these, so shout out Chris.
Yeah. Shout out Walmart.
Yep.
Actually, no, don't shout out Walmart.
If you want to sponsor us though.
No. I only accept Target sponsorships.
Oh, okay.
I put Nick S. I don't know how to spell his last
Sirianni?
name.
Yeah.
But it is Nick Sirianni of the Eagles. This was kind of talked about based on how they ended last year.
Mhm.
And I know they brought in a new offensive coordinator. And
What about Big Dom though?
Big Dom, man, Big Dom.
could be the replacement coach for all I can. Yeah, the Eagles just haven't looked the same. They look flat. Jalen Hurts isn't playing that great. So you kind of wonder, like, who's really backing the motivation he has, who's really, like, coaching him up. Because, new offensive coordinator, new scheme. And, you kind of look at the head coach of, like, why are these offensive coordinators not sticking around?
Right.
Why do you feel like you need to make a change? But yeah, just overall, based off everything, you heard and kind of how the team's playing as a whole, I think Nick Sirianni's seat is getting
Do you think
warm.
Jalen Hurts is on the hot seat too?
I mean,
Because he's been making some pretty bad decisions.
he's been making some pretty bad decisions. I don't know. It's hard when you pay these quarterbacks all this money to just be like, I don't know, I'm not feeling it. Kenny Pickett, the Pittsburgh man, right? He's the backup. I don't know if he's ready to just step on and directly take it from Jalen Hurts. But, I just think maybe Jalen Hurts needs to, take a look and be like, all right, what is going on differently this year than last year? And just kind of look as a whole and correct that.
Mhm.
And if he can't do that,
Yeah.
then you know what happens.
There is a name that I have in mind that I feel like me and Chris will talk about later.
Oh, yeah.
But I do want to bring up your guys' opinions on Zach Taylor potentially being on the high seat. The Bengals head
Bengals?
coach.
Yeah.
They've had a slow start to the season. And I feel like if things don't start to pick up, they're gonna look at him as the problem.
Me, I'm not overreacting on the Bengals right now. Just because I talked about it last week about Joe Burrow and coming off the injury and everything, but you think back to last year when Joe Burrow was hurt and they had their backup in there. What's his name?
This dude from Washington.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Slipping my mind right
Hang
now.
on.
Chris is looking it up. Like, keep
Okay.
going as Chris looks.
Yeah, keep
They were rolling with him
They
like
were
last
rolling.
year. And, it seemed to work, and he was obviously like scheming up like a good.
Jake Browning.
Yeah,
That's what it
Browning.
is. Shout out Jake Browning.
If you want to join the pod.
And we're starting this week.
I mean, he was definitely scheming up good game plans for them, and they were winning games. And I just feel like Joe Burrow comes back in. Maybe it's a little different than what they were doing at the end of last year. Just give him some time.
Mhm.
I think, yeah, he definitely maybe the seat's getting a little warm, but they'll pick it up. I'm not out on them.
Yeah.
I'm not going to overreact too much on the Bengals because I think they're a good team with the weapons they have.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, starting out 0-3, any coach's seat is going to be a little warm. I'm just more confused on, because the Chiefs lost. All right, they've played a couple good teams. No, I mean, I don't know.
I mean,
but
the Patriots week 1.
no,
I mean,
I'm more.
I mean, they were in that game though.
Yeah, I'm just confused why these games are so close and why they're losing. And I think it's the defense. Maybe it's more of a DC thing, but it's just like you think like Joe Burrow. I know I said stuff about Joe Burrow last week. I take it back. He played awesome.
He did play really good.
Jamar Chase played really good, and it's just like, why are you in these games? And credits to Jaden Daniels. He played fine.
Yeah.
Pretty good. But like
First
the fact
passing
that they're
touchdown. 2 offensive linemen.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that was pretty good. But the fact that they're putting up these great numbers on offense and just still being in close games just doesn't make sense. So I go DC over head coach right now.
I would like to shout out Zach Taylor for after scoring that last touchdown. They went for 1 instead of 2, which won me my fantasy game. So shout out Zach Taylor for doing that.
I know you were. This just made me think about it earlier. It's kind of
Mm.
we're kind of taking a step back here, but you brought up Kenny Pickett,
Yeah.
and it made me think of the Steelers. How about the Steelers start coming out with they're 3-0? It's maybe a sensitive topic for you guys because
No.
is it not, or is
No,
it?
you know,
So,
I'm gonna wish Justin Fields well.
Yeah, obviously.
because he's been playing good, and there's been talks about
He's been playing okay.
Here's what I think.
He's still rushing.
but they're
really
winning.
good.
They're winning.
I think
That defense is insane.
I think he's
but-
playing good because he is getting put in a system where he can just be a game manager.
Yeah.
And he can just make a couple throws, run, people get open. He has a good line. His average time throwing was like some of the fastest of his career. And I know that doesn't really back up my point about the line, but I just think they're able to scheme up ways where wide receivers can just get open. And he doesn't need to read the field.
Mhm.
He can just instantly either throw it to his first option or check down.
Yeah, but I mean, with Tomlin there, I think that just having him as your coach,
I
he's
agree.
gonna be able to help him
I agree.
progress a lot more than he did in the
Plus
Bears
with
system.
Russ,
And
plus
he
with
deserves
Russ
it.
there.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've heard people saying that if they keep winning and Russ comes back healthy, that they're still gonna play Justin Fields.
Honestly,
They're
They
still gonna
might.
play him.
if they're like still undefeated, maybe one loss by the time Russ comes back, why ruin that momentum?
And I do have a friend. His name's Austin. He's a Steelers
Austin.
fan. Shout out Austin. I'll have to ask him what he thinks about it when Russell Wilson comes back. But I don't know, man. I think he's been playing pretty good. Obviously part of it is having a good scheme, and they have a good defense, so that helps. They always have a good defense. T.J. Watt on the other side, so. But I don't know. I just thought that was interesting because I've heard people saying that they didn't think they were going to be that good this year, especially with Russell Wilson getting hurt.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I thought that was a good topic to bring up.
Yeah, I agree.
We have one more. I have one more question here. Shout out Bailey for the question.
Okay.
What do the Dolphins do at QB? Now we don't know the timetable on Tua's return yet.
Right.
So are they going to look for a more short-term replacement? They may have already done that with Tyler Huntley. I know we talked about him last week, but he didn't even play. So maybe he plays this week, or maybe they kind of already know internally that Tua is going to be out for maybe the season.
Right.
Let's look for more of a long-term
Well, what's his
option.
face? Is hurt too, right?
Skylar Thompson, my boy,
he did get hurt.
did get hurt. In my head, I think they're gonna either make a big trade or they're gonna sign a veteran guy. I don't think they'll wait for Tua, and I don't think they'll keep dealing with this. I think they're kind of in the mindset now of like,
Tom Brady.
he's doing great broadcasting, man. All right, Tom Brady. No,
Yeah. Well, if you want to.
anyone.
Yeah.
Okay,
Anyone, if you want,
anyways.
yeah.
Yeah, I think within next 2 weeks they sign someone or trade for someone.
Mhm.
Maybe Bryce Young. I don't know if they'll take that big of a risk. I think they'd rather have someone who's
That would be a risky.
Yeah.
So
I think they go more veteran.
with that being said, I got a question that kind of
Okay.
follows that up from Owen. Shout out Owen.
We miss you.
We do miss you.
That's crazy.
A lot.
Hey, we might need to cut that.
Old roommate last year, my brother.
Yeah.
He said, "Will the Dolphins make the playoffs?"
Ooh. That is a tough one.
Only if they establish a new QB.
Yeah, I think. Obviously, if Tua comes back, I think. Well, depending on when he comes back, I think they can make a push. But if he's out for the season, they need to do something now to lock in at that QB position to even make it have a chance, because they're not going to win the division. I think that's Buffalo's division right now to lose.
Yeah.
I mean, the Jets can maybe make a push for it, but right now I think Buffalo's the favorite.
It's just a tough division.
Yeah, right.
honestly.
Yeah, right now, and especially, it's only a tough division if Miami can get a QB play.
That's
So
right.
as of right now, I think it's the Jets and the Bills. But if the Dolphins can get some sort of action back there at QB, they can make some sort of run.
Okay. Also from Owen, how does Tua's injury affect LeBron's legacy?
Ooh,
I mean, that's kind of a hard one to answer.
that is a hard one. I mean, LeBron's legacy has already been affected by Ray Allen. It's already been affected by Kyrie, saving his legacy both those games.
And
Shout out my friend Pete. He's a big LeBron fan.
yeah, Owen is also
Owen
a big
also
LeBron fan.
a huge LeBron fan.
I don't. Only time will tell.
Yeah.
Only time will
Only
tell.
time will
We'll talk more about LeBron once basketball season gets going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's switch over to another listener,
Okay.
Mitch. Shout out Mitch.
Shout out Mitch.
Again.
Hopefully, we'll have Mitch on
Yeah.
our pod. Maybe call in, or if he comes down,
Mhm.
he can join, because he's got a good knowledge.
He's got a lot on his mind.
A lot on his
Just-
mind, a
just
lot to share.
interesting. Yeah, nice take. Nice takes.
He's saying an early prediction for Sam Darnold, comeback player of the year? ?
You know what I'm writing down.
I think Chris is speaking for both of us.
I wrote yes. Underline.
Yeah. I think as of right
point.
now that's a lock.
I
I don't really see anybody else coming for that.
Unless
DeMar.
Joe Burrow picks it up
Oh,
and
wait,
he
DeMar
starts
can't
playing
win.
good.
Yeah.
He starts playing pretty good.
I
I could
just
see
feel
them.
like-
They could
yeah,
do
that
that.
shouldn't count, man.
I mean, it's possible.
Andy Dalton.
Because do you
starting
think
out.
the Vikings will keep it up?
That's what I was just about to say.
I-
It's possible the Vikings and Darnold go kind of off of a cliff,
Yeah.
and they don't keep performing the way they are right now. And if Joe Burrow could kind of pass that cliff, I think then it could be kind of Joe Burrow's award. But
if we're talking about right now,
if the season ended
The
today,
season ended today.
I think Darnold
Darnold
is
by a mile.
clearly gonna win that.
Oh, it just stinks. Division rival, but I just love it.
Yeah,
I love it so
good
much.
for him.
Yeah.
okay,
Any more questions over there?
I'm trying to see if there's any good ones.
No.
I mean, we can go back. Okay, who do we think is the best QB in the 2025 draft class? That also came from Mitch.
Okay, shout out Mitch.
So Mitch. That's actually a pretty good question. I might have to look up.
This is a good
Because
question.
there's some teams, like, what teams are going to need QBs? next
Raiders.
year?
Raiders.
The Raiders are going to need one. Tank for Shador.
I think.
Do the Panthers need a QB?
I think they
Depends.
hold off. I think they hold
Okay.
off. We'll see what they do. Maybe if they trade Bryce Young to the Dolphins potentially.
Maybe maybe depending on what happens in Jacksonville.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know they paid him a bunch of money, but still.
I mean, there were a lot of people saying the Giants.
Giants.
But I mean, if Daniel Jones plays like he played last week for the rest of the season,
Nah, bro.
But like they put so much money into him.
Yeah.
But they were already, if you watch Hard Knocks, they were already like,
Yeah, that's.
they didn't know what to even do this offseason. They end up just going with him
That's
because
true.
I think of the money. But
Yeah.
I just think I don't think he's gonna keep playing like he has.
Mhm.
I mean, come on.
I mean, the Saints. If
I
they
think
just wanna
that's
get a
gonna have
bit
to.
younger.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see how that pans out. Really.
But I think the Raiders for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think maybe not Shador. I do not think Shador is the best in the class.
I was kind of looking at these options. I'm kind of like
Right now, if I had to pick one person, I would have to say Carson Beck. Carson
the
Beck.
safe pick
Carson
is probably
Beck.
Carson Beck.
Yeah, I'm looking.
If
at
you
the
want to get
class right now.
flashy,
You know who I like?
Who?
I like Jackson Dart.
Yeah, Jackson
I
Dart's
feel
cool.
like it's such a crazy pick, and I just feel like he's got that flair, and I
like the
just like the name. But
What
Jackson
about
Dart
General
throwing
Booty?
darts.
General Booty?
General Booty.
Unfortunately, I don't know
I
if
don't
he's gonna
know.
get drafted.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But yeah, I'm looking at this class.
I mean, early 2020, like 8,
Cameron
prediction,
Ward.
Arch Manning, or 2027, Arch
Oh,
Ooh.
Ewers.
Yeah.
Quinn
Ewers.
Ewers.
Yeah.
He's gonna. I really like him.
I like
Yeah.
him, but now I'm on the Archie train.
Yeah.
No, but I won't.
But he won't. He's not gonna be in the
No,
draft.
he
So
won't.
I would say Quinn
Ewers.
Ewers, Carson Beck. Those are top. Shador. I think just because of his last name, I think he's obviously gonna
high.
go first round.
Yeah, Deion will talk him up the whole offseason.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if you're not picking my son 1,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
I feel like
Although,
I don't know.
where do you guys think Travis Hunter goes in the draft?
Travis
Ooh.
Hunter, he's
Top
Top
5?
five.
Yeah.
Do you think
top 5.
What do you think he goes in as?
I
Like,
think
what
he goes
position?
in as a corner.
You
Those are
think really?
those
No.
are so hard to come. A good corner is so hard to come by. I think
Hey, quote me on
Wow.
this now. Travis Hunter's gonna play both. He's gonna play
Wow,
both ways.
he's not playing
He's
both.
playing
I don't
both
think he's
ways.
playing
he's
both.
not going to play both.
I think-
that's going to take such a toll on
you
him
know what?
physically. It's playing both sides in college is so much different than playing
True.
both sides in the NFL.
I think he may go in both, but I think by the time the season
Wide
starts, he'll
receiver.
choose one.
Yes,
I think
that's a
he'll
good
go
point.
wide receiver simply because, we've seen him make crazy catches and stuff as a wide receiver. And I just think
It's a lot harder to play corner in the league.
it's a
than it
lot
is
harder
wide
to play.
receiver.
I think he'll find that out, and I think teams will give him more of an opportunity if he goes wide receiver over quarterback.
Okay. All right. I think that's all the questions we had.
Thank you for the questions,
sweet.
everybody.
Yeah, on such
If
short
you want to
notice.
ask, if anybody out there watching wants to ask something that you want us to answer next episode, leave us a comment on the
Yeah.
YouTube.
It can be about anything.
I don't know if you can comment
Almost.
on Spotify,
I
but
don't.
if you can,
I think you can comment on Spotify.
if you can, throw one in
We
there.
prefer you to.
We are
probably.
big news. We are now streaming on Apple Podcasts.
Yep. You can
So-
find the first 2 episodes on Apple Podcasts as well,
Yeah.
so
Oh.
they're on there.
Yeah, so
All right.
wherever you get your podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, throw us on.
Or if you have our personal number, you can
Yeah.
just text us.
Yes.
But
We'll jump now from the questions.
wait, we skipped over one part,
Uh-oh.
and I don't really even want to talk about this because it's not good for me.
Yeah.
But
I know where this is going.
let's talk a little bit about how our parlay went
Yeah.
last week.
Oh,
Hold on. So, good news for me and Chris.
Shocker.
Our legs hit.
Yep.
And this is something we're gonna be doing weekly
Yeah.
now too.
Yep.
That Jay Daniels anytime touchdown.
And that Justin Fields anytime touchdown.
Mhm.
I think we knew what we were doing. Yeah.
Evan, on the other hand, not so much.
Maybe a little bias kind of
Yeah.
blocked him here, but
And it sucks. It must have sucked watching Emmanuel Wilson get that touchdown
Yeah.
instead of him.
Yeah.
and
All
it's,
right, yeah.
it's
Evan-
it sucked for us because
Evan
we
picked-
lost money.
Yeah, Evan picked Josh Jacobs, did not hit.
Yeah.
And because of that, while we were at the store today,
Mhm.
we thought it would be a good idea to have the person that sells the parlay try something new,
Get punished.
get punished per
Oh.
se. We ain't at the Diddy party, no punishing there.
Oh, no comment.
So we got this So Good So You brand
It's
immu-
healthy.
Immunity Ginger Cayenne probiotic juice shot.
Mm.
So at the end of the episode, so stay tuned for the end of the
Little
episode.
bonus for
Little bonus
all the
for the viewers that watch the
Yeah.
whole
Yep.
thing.
If you aren't watching, you should watch.
Evan will be drinking this whole thing.
I will be.
Yeah, we told him, we're like, hey, just take a sip, but he
Yeah.
No,
wants
but
to-
I want to show my commitment
and I respect that.
to the
I
parlay,
respect
to the podcast, and
Yep.
I want to set the standard for the rest of the weeks, and
Yeah.
whoever gets punished. And if all 3 of us, all of them don't hit, we're all gonna do it. We're all gonna pick out something. I don't know if it's gonna be that every week, but it might be
Yeah.
something along those lines.
Oh.
But whoever if your pick doesn't hit, you're gonna be doing it.
If all 3 of our picks don't hit, we're all 3 of us are gonna
Doing
do something.
something.
So
So
Yeah.
stay tuned at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
I'll be taking that
Yeah,
shot.
yeah.
So
And shout out Dude Perfect for this amazing
Body armor.
yeah, I wish we were sponsored.
yeah,
But.
it's actually a good flavor. So
It is.
if
It's
you
very
can
good.
find it, try it.
DP.
Oh, we were watching a video today. It said all sold out.
They did. I don't know. Schnook still has them.
Well, it could have sold out by the time.
Yeah, we got
They
that a
had a
while
lot.
ago.
But we're glad we have this, and we're
Yeah.
glad that they created a flavor like this.
All right, let's
Enough
talk
players.
Bears Packers.
Yeah. As always, me and Chris probably have a lot more to say, so we'll have Evan
Some
start.
things never change.
Well, let me just say, going up to the game, I honestly thought that Love was going to start. And I think it was the night before they said he wasn't starting, which I wasn't worried. And Matt LaFleur, once again, great scheme. He schemed up a good game plan. And he let Malik Willis pass the ball. He let him a little bit more. They come out right out of the game, a fake shovel, pass, like it was going to be a little run. Pass to Jaden Reed, went for like 20 yards, so caught him off guard there. And just from that point on, they really just didn't look back. Mm-hmm. I mean, I was not worried the whole game. And the defense really showed up. And that's the biggest thing that I'm taking away from these past 2 weeks, is that the defense is just continue to show up. They lead the league in takeaways. They had 2 picks, 8 sacks.
Wow.
On a Titans offensive line that isn't the best.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm not going to take too much from that, but that's still good to see, and you have to beat the bad teams to be able to, you can't lose to the bad teams and beat the good teams and still win in this league and get to the playoffs. You have to be able to beat the bad teams. And the Packers, I will say, is a team that I'm used to them playing. They'll play down to bad teams level. Mm-hmm. So it was good to see them go out there, especially with a backup quarterback again, and just beat the brakes off the Titans. And I without a doubt, I think Jordan Love is for sure starting at the Vikings game, which I'm going to. So I'm gonna have a good view of that, and hopefully a hot Vikings team.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just hoping the Packers can silence them and get that, take a little division lead.
Yeah,
tied for first. They win that one,
huge.
so
that's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, I mean, I was overall happy, and I'm just, they could easily be 0-3 right now.
Yeah.
And to have a backup quarterback come in, and then you get two wins, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Well, let's go over to you guys, because I know. Well, let's start with the good. Start with the good.
I mean,
you guys
Bears got that good D.
And we
talk about your quote.
Also,
talk about your quote.
Last week,
last
episode, if you watch, I said you could quote me on this.
Talk to him.
Caleb will throw for 300 plus yards and 2+ touchdowns, and he did.
What did he do?
And that's exactly what he did. So
yeah,
I know he still threw 2 picks. One of them not necessarily his fault. The other one was a common mistake that a rookie QB would
mistake.
make. But I'm going to go on a limb here and say that, I mean, this was a good game from Caleb.
Okay.
It was a good game. Some of the play calls, oh my goodness. Some of the play calls were
No.
Right. I mean,
Don't crash out.
I'm going to crash out, man.
That shovel option.
Why are we running a speed option on the goal line and then 4 of our offensive linemen are on the ground? Why the play before are we running a run play to the left, and the guy that's supposed to be guarding the edge is a 150-pound wide receiver, DeAndre Carter?
Why are we running it 4 times in a row?
How come? Why are we running the ball 4 times around the goal line? How come on the play Caleb Williams fumbled, Cole Kmet is guarding the edge rusher just by himself? That is something that we need to work on these coming weeks if we want to lock in
a coaching staff.
Yes,
it's a team.
That Shane Waldron.
I don't know.
Man.
Oh, he's on the hot seat.
He's on the hot seat. Eberflus is on the hot seat, for sure.
Our DC's just there.
Yeah,
shout out him.
I think it's Eberflus, low-key.
But our actual DC, shout out for collecting that check. Just standing there.
Yeah. I mean, this team needs to tighten screws quickly.
Or you're going to crash out.
Or I'm going to crash out.
Enough said.
Didn't you almost crash out?
I was waiting for my turn. Yeah, I literally sitting here at halftime ready to crash out. Everyone knows I had the Caleb jersey. Actually, I did not have the Caleb jersey on this game because I wanted them to be good the entire game. Yeah, I sat here at halftime ready to crash out. I was thinking some nasty thoughts in my head about Caleb. Pause. Pause, bro.
No, did he?
No, I'm not saying that. No, I was going worst case scenario. I was sitting there thinking I'm done with Caleb. I'm done with this team. Pack it up. Why can't Justin Fields be my quarterback? Then, I got to watch the wonderful halftime show. And then it came back on the game. I'm like, all right, let's take a deep breath here. Let's settle down. It's his third game. We're going to keep saying this until he has an amazing game, I feel like. But, overall, the rookie season's a process. We've said this before. But, yeah, I mean, I was going to crash out at halftime. And at the end of the game, I still felt like I wanted to crash out. But not as bad. It was tough watching Anthony Richardson play some of the worst football I've ever witnessed.
We'll get into that later.
Yeah. And then it's weird having, because, a lot of our touchdowns, pretty much all the points in that game came in the fourth quarter, right? It's just weird seeing teams or people throw for 300 some yards, have 400 yards of total offense, and not be winning by so much. It's weird.
I got these.
Timeout. That's
What?
something I also want to talk about.
Yeah,
What?
Go ahead.
The run game.
Oh,
That is
what run
something that
game?
is exactly. DeAndre Swift is doing absolutely nothing.
I think we should trade him for a lineman.
There are some times where
Straight
I
up.
was watching the game, he would run, and there would be space to the right where he could kind of shimmy off into, and then just runs right into somebody instead.
Yeah.
We need Roshan Johnson to be playing more. We
I
need
like that
Khalil
kid.
Herbert to be playing more.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we spent money on DeAndre Swift, and that's why we're playing him. But at some point, you got to realize sunk cost fallacy. We talked about this today. The money's already spent. So I mean, if he's playing bad, put somebody else in there.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, might as well. And another thing I want to touch on is just, I know we talked about the Packers, Evan did, and he talked about how they threw, I'm not going to swear, they threw Malik Willis into there, and he's playing fine. Obviously, they've adjusted, but I think the key thing is they adjusted to ways that would make him successful. Like the last game, they had him running a lot more. They had him maybe throwing a little more, maybe because he got more comfortable. The Bears just can't see. I don't know if they have a mold. They clearly don't have a mold, but they just cannot fit anyone in their scheme. I don't even know if they have a scheme. It's just it's hard watching other teams be able to throw someone in there, be able to adapt around players and the people they have in their offense and find success. And the Bears, it's every year, new people, old people. They just have no identity, and they just can't find a way to use their
I
pieces
think we're
right.
just cursed. I think you could have put prime Tom Brady in his prime on the Bears, and you wouldn't.
I
have
don't
been
know.
able to
Are we
do that.
changing teams?
No.
But I mean, just to the frustration is just so real because you guys are sitting on the couch watching the game, and you got guys who are coaches who are getting paid tons of money to coach up them, and you guys feel like you know better than them. I'm literally.
It is weird, isn't it?
Let me read these texts that I'm getting from you guys while we're watching the game. I text in the group chat. Oh, Bears looking good as ever.
That one hurt.
And Chris texts back, yeah, the play calling is just stupid. Speed option with Caleb makes no sense.
This was in my crash.
Oh my gosh, I'm done.
This was the crash out was building.
And then Chris goes, he really has 200 yards and no touchdowns.
He locked in.
And he said, the Colts are playing so bad, it's sad they are losing.
One of my problem things was that this was a winnable game.
This was such a winnable. This is such an easy game to steal.
We should easily be 3-0, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, with how bad Anthony Richardson was playing,
yeah,
the door was wide open. The door was wide open for you guys.
Yeah.
And Caleb Williams threw the ball 52 times, but he had to because the rush.
You can't run.
You can't run, so he had to throw it. Which he did make a couple. The first pick wasn't it wasn't his fault entirely. He did throw into double coverage, but he threw the best ball he could have.
His hands. No, but still.
But yeah, I mean, he's making a couple bad decisions, which is you expect that from a rookie, right? So I don't know. I feel the frustration for you guys. I can't say that I'm sad for you guys because obviously I don't I like when the Bears lose, but I can understand if I put myself in your guys' shoes what I would be feeling, and it's on these days that I'm just so grateful to be a Packers fan. Shout out my dad for raising me right. Shout out Mike.
Quote me on this.
Oh.
Caleb will have an even better game next week against the Rams.
I mean, what does that look like, though?
Oh, no.
No picks.
Where will the Bears win?
Yes.
Who do they play?
The Rams.
Okay.
I'm predicting a Bears win.
Quote you on that?
You backing me on this?
I'm
Quote us on this. Bears will win, and Caleb's throwing for 500-plus yards, 3 touchdowns. No, but I do think Caleb. I don't think he's going to throw any picks next week. I think he's going to kind of lock in.
Okay.
I'm going to try and lock in a stat line here. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to go Caleb's going to be 30 for 38.
Don't even, bro. Why? Like, come on.
Hang on. 264 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 actually 3 total touchdowns, 0 interceptions. I think he runs for 1.
Okay, I like that.
Quote me on that exact stat
Did
line.
you really need to throw the completions in there, man?
What'd I say? 30.
30 for 38.
Mark it down.
That's
All right.
ridiculous.
Mark
All
it
right.
down.
What are we jumping to now? Capper Glazer hater.
Yep.
This is our premier segment. And now that we have the whiteboards, we're going to switch it up a little bit.
Yep.
Instead of all of us running through each of our things. Well, first let's go through how our last week went.
Oh yeah, I gotta write mine down.
Last week, I'll start with this since I already have mine up. I don't know about you guys.
I got mine up.
But last week,
I got mine up.
my capper was Isaiah Likely.
Yep.
And let's just say, I don't know what it is with tight ends this year, but not even Isaiah Likely in general, but like all tight ends, honestly, have not been performing that well.
Yeah.
So Isaiah Likely did not perform again this week. My hater was the Bears O-line. I'm gonna say I'm just gonna keep hating on them until they prove me wrong.
I like that.
Why are 4 of our O linemen on the ground on a run play in the goal line? Oh, I'm done. My Glazer was Chris Godwin, and you guys were kind of giving me some pushback.
He had a good game.
Yeah, you guys were kind of giving me some pushback on if he
Yeah.
could keep that production going with Mike Evans there, and he did have a good game. He scored their only.
They lost, but he had a good game.
Yeah.
They did lose, but he had a good game. So I think, all in all, my picks were pretty good this last week.
Okay.
Yeah. For switching to me, my capper, I put Caleb Williams. I'd say it's a
he
pretty
proved
good
you
pick.
wrong.
For capper?
Yeah.
I thought
Oh wait, yeah. No, because Capper's somebody
that did bad.
who was supposed to have a good game and did bad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So Caleb's last performance, yeah, it was capping. So he did better this week. which
Oh
was good.
yeah. That's
Oh,
on me,
man.
guys. That's on
Oh
me.
man. All right. Anyways, Caleb went out there, played a lot better. My Glazer was Aiden Hutchinson. Obviously, he didn't have as good of a game as he did last week, but he still had a sack. He had a sack.
A sack lunch.
Sack lunch. 6 total tackles, 4 solos. I mean, that's pretty much all you want. Maybe a little more sacks.
Yeah.
But then my hater, everyone's calling me crazy because I said Breece Hall. Let's look at Breece Hall's stats, shall we? 16 rushes for 54 yards, 3.4 yards per carry. Horrible. Just saying. Then Breece Hall, he had 4 catches for like 29 yards.
Mm-hmm. How did Braylon Allen play?
Braylon Allen, 11 rushes, 55 yards, 5 per carry. Then receiving the ball, 3 for 13. So, I mean, oh yeah, Breece Hall had a touchdown. Whatever. Okay, I get
a touchdown.
a touchdown's a touchdown. Breece Hall played fine, I guess, but I mean, as I was kind of saying, Braylon Allen
Stealing production.
stealing a lot of production here. We were watching the game, obviously, because it was a Thursday night. We had nothing better to do. But, I mean, I saw Braylon Allen on the field a lot. So, I think even though Breece Hall did fine now, I think he'll continue to do, produce less and less. Yeah, those were mine.
Okay. Last week I had Anthony Richardson for my capper, which I think,
He's still,
yeah. I mean, he did not play good at all. And then for my Glazer, I had Alvin Kamara, which obviously had that 4 touchdowns last week. This week he had 26 carries, 87 yards, and no touchdowns, which is all right.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say it wasn't a bad performance, but it's still okay. I mean, it's still good. And then who did I have for my hater? Oh yeah, I had Amari Cooper, and the Browns lost, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, Amari Cooper did have a good game, so just expect that he's not going to be in my hater lineup this week. So,
all right. So now that we get that out of the way, we'll jump to who we have for this week.
Yep.
So we'll all start by writing down our capper really quick.
okay.
Ooh.
Chris looks like he was writing down all of them. We're just gonna go one. We're gonna
wish I
go.
wrote down
Everybody's
mine.
gonna write down their.
Oh,
capper.
I remember
Everybody's
who it
gonna
was.
write down their Glazer and then their hater.
I
And
can't.
then we'll show the camera.
Wait.
Capper?
Capper first. We're doing
Got it.
capper first.
Oh yeah, I think I remember.
All right. When everybody's ready, we will show the camera, and then we'll kind of just go over a little bit Like just run through like why
Yeah.
we picked them, I suppose. Evan, are you ready? Are you ready?
Just wait now.
All right.
Hey, just wait. I'm ready
Okay,
now.
Okay.
All right.
3, 2, 1. What do we got?
What do you write down?
Anthony. Okay.
Again.
Okay. Me and Chris both picked
We
Dolphins.
went Dolphins.
Which kind of a cheap pick, although Tyreek Hill more likely not to get any production.
What was your pick?
I picked Devon Achane.
Okay.
That's a fair pick.
You know, going into this game with the backup QB, and you're thinking, oh, they're going to run the ball a lot more, especially since they have Achane.
Yep.
A guy that was, just usually electric on the ground, couldn't really get that much production.
Yeah. Yeah, I wrote down Cheetah, Tyreek Hill. You know, for someone of his caliber of a player, I know this pick is also based on the fact that I'm assuming they figure out the quarterback position soon. But I just think, like I said, someone that is as fast as him, as good of a player as him, I think they'll find ways to give him the ball. And I think the production he had this week, which I think he only caught 3 or 4 passes, that's not going to happen. I expect him to get going again. I expect even Waddle to get going again. So yeah, I think Tyreek Hill will return to form.
I agree.
Next week.
I put down Anthony Richardson. Again.
I don't know anymore.
Because
I
said
know.
I just put it down because last week I said, oh, he's going to bounce back versus the Bears. He's going to have a good game. He's going to go back to week 1 form. That did not happen at all. I mean, he looked just like he did the week before.
Oh.
I mean, the Bears do have a good defense, but I just saw him out there making a lot of like rookie mistakes.
Yeah.
And he did get hurt early last year, so maybe he's just got to shake those off, but that's why I picked him.
I like that pick. I like all of our picks, to be honest.
All right, let's jump to our. Who are we glazing?
My gosh.
Who are we glazing?
Are we even surprised what Connor's going to show?
What, are you looking at my board?
No, I'm just. If
We're just guessing.
Oh, okay. You ready?
Yeah.
Evan?
You still writing it down?
Okay, good.
I mean, maybe
3, 2, 1. Oh.
All
right.
Is that not a good one though?
That's
a
all right.
pretty good
All right,
one.
start
No
over. We'll start
bias
over there.
again. Okay, I like
Okay.
that.
I've been predicting this. I said he's gonna get going. He's gonna Aaron Rodgers. That's who I picked. He's gonna finally just get his groove back. And he had a big Thursday night, right?
Yeah.
Thursday night game. And I don't know. He just played good. He just looked locked in. Like he just looked a lot better than the past 2 weeks. And I said he's gonna start playing better. He's gonna return to that regular Rodgers. He looked accurate as ever. He even ran a lot, which kind of looked like the younger days of Rodgers, where he could get out of the pocket and create and extend a play a little bit. So yeah, I think I do think the Jets are gonna be good this year. They're 2-1, and everybody was freaking out. Oh, 0-1. The first game they played the 49ers though. Now they're 2-1. Now the narrative
changed. And the Niners though are now
1-2. Exactly. So the first game they were like, oh, the Niners, they're gonna be juggernauts, right?
Yep.
And they were like, oh, the Jets lost, and they're not going to be that good of a team. Can Aaron Rodgers, he's 40 now. Can he really,
Damn. 40.
Oh,
yeah.
Come on.
Is he really going to improve the Jets that much? Blah, 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 blah. Oh, now the narrative changed. Now it's like, oh, Jets on top, 49ers are down. And yeah, they do have a lot of injuries, but it's just funny how even just after week 1, all these overreactions from all these people are like, they all changed. Now it's week 3, and now we don't even know what's going to happen middle of the season. It could be the opposite, So, but I think Aaron Rodgers, he's gonna keep moving up.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, who'd you have?
I wrote down Sam Darnold, but I specifically wrote Sammy D on my board. What's there to say that I haven't said? I'm still sold on Sam Darnold. He's playing out of his mind. I love a good resurgence, comeback story.
Comeback player of the year.
I think he continues to do this. I think he'll get his first Pro Bowl. I'll say it. But
really?
Yeah, it's fan voted.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
We'll see.
But yeah,
Tyler Huntley made a Pro Bowl.
Yeah, I don't know why.
And
now
that's no
it's-
shade to Tyler Huntley if you want to join our podcast, of course.
Yeah,
We're
but
more
he's
than-
now,
we're
but
more
now
than
he's
willing
like
to-
the third
to-
string in
Well,
at Miami. So
I don't know how that works. But yeah, I mean, Sam Darnold, he's making throws that you can tell he's practiced and that he's confident in throwing. Obviously, he has a lot better weapons, a lot better team around him. And I just think this scheme fits him better. You know, being on the Jets stinks. Then going to the 49ers and kind of sitting back and maybe watching, seeing things from a different angle, I think would help any QB. But yeah, I'm staying with Sam Darnold, and I'm happy about that. Keep going.
Obviously, if you guys have listened to the last couple episodes, you know how very highly I am on Jane Daniels. So he was my Glazer this week. He was actually also my Glazer week 1. But he's just something else.
best rookie quarterback in the league
So
right
far.
now. Right now.
Right now, I would say so.
Why do you think that?
He's just had the best performances so far.
Do you think that goes along with like scheming the offense, or you just think his overall?
Yes, I do think so
skill?
because I do think Cliff Kingsbury is doing a good job over there.
Yeah, I do too.
That was a good hire. I did really want the Bears to get him.
I did too.
I think that offense is moving on all cylinders.
And let me just add to that too. And I'm not changing my Glazer or anything, but I do like what I've seen from Jane Daniels.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that sticks out to me the most about him is that yes, he can run. He's got the legs to run, but he's looking to throw the ball in the pocket first. He's staying in the pocket, and then he's making plays with his feet. He's extending plays, and I even people they were saying he doesn't like to slide a lot. He slid a couple times.
I didn't see him slide.
Yesterday or on Monday night. So I mean, I like what I'm seeing from him. I think he's just shown like a lot of maturity. And he's just grown up real quick from being in college. He was a Heisman in college, but still. But I don't know. I just like what I'm seeing from him. He has the ability to run and change the game that way, but he's using what a quarterback should do, staying in the pocket, and then when he needs to, he rolls out. Can wreck your defense with his feet, but he can also pass the ball. He had a huge pass at the end of the game to Terry McLaurin.
That was a great catch.
Literally broke the game. Like I couldn't even believe that pass. It was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, where he's reminding me of RG3. RG3.
Yeah,
well,
that's a good comparison.
It's a good comparison. Hope the career doesn't shape out.
Is it just because like Washington though?
I mean, yeah, but like also they do.
Shout out the Redskins.
They do have similar play style. You mean the Commanders?
Are we allowed that?
The football team?
Yeah, the football team. I mean, they do have similar play styles. RG3 was also kind of that, like, I mean, I knew he did run a lot, but like he also wanted to throw it a lot. And I think
I agree.
I think he had a lot of the best rookie QB performances from that year.
Yeah.
So, we'll now jump to our hater. We'll start with Chris now.
Okay. I did have a player written.
Oh wait, we got to show I forgot we got to show the camera.
Oh yeah.
All right, you got your hater down, Evan.
Mine's gonna need some explaining to do.
Okay.
Wait.
If this guy pulls out a Bears player,
no, I'm not. I'm just I don't want to botch the spelling.
Oh, I don't even know who that could be.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I'm trying to think. I went a little different with mine, but I gotta explain.
No, you start over the
Well, we're all showing it at the same time, but I'll explain mine first.
Okay, well, don't guys, just don't make fun of me if it just spelled
what?
wrong.
I don't even
Who
know
do you think it is?
Be.
Who could this spelling be?
I don't know.
Not Brock Purdy.
No.
Maybe.
Okay.
All right, 3, 2. I'm looking right at Evan Smith. 3, 2, 1.
I think I got it.
Okay, I think that's right.
No, I didn't know.
Actually,
I didn't know if I didn't know where the E goes. If it goes after the L or before the L.
I feel like that's not right, but at the same time, I feel like that's right.
Likely.
That's 100%
Likely?
right. That's
That's right.
right.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought it was gonna be like Hufunga or
No.
something.
All right, Jerry Jones.
I wrote
Chris,
down Jerry
interesting.
Jones. I had Zeke written down, and I just felt like it wasn't fair to Zeke to write his name down. I wrote down Jerry Jones because I just wanted to talk about the Cowboys run game.
Wait, did you see that clip of him?
Yeah.
That's also why I think I suddenly thought of this.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Yeah, but I wrote down Jerry Jones because the Cowboys run game is awful.
He's got an 8-inch.
Whoa.
8 inch.
I don't even know what he's referring to.
Yeah.
But anyways, the Cowboys' run game looks just about as good as the Bears. So horrible. And I just think that it's so funny watching a guy who they were so sure they were going to get Derrick Henry absolutely torch them because Jerry Jones didn't want to pay him the money.
Yeah.
Said it was too expensive. He said he reserved money in cap space for something else. Well, if he wants to pay Dak all that money and Dak's doing so what? That's kind of on him.
They're struggling.
They're
bad,
struggling.
The Cowboys.
They're not looking good, and I think Jerry Jones.
On the hot seat, maybe.
I don't even know. He's
the
a
Can he be on the hot
He's
seat?
the owner.
Can he even be in the hot
No.
seat?
But
Mike McCarthy though.
Yeah, I mean he's been on the hot seat. I should have just
I
wrote down
feel
the
like it's
Cowboys.
always Mike McCarthy's in the hot seat, and then
I think it's just, but I think Dak gets most of the.
Yeah.
they just paid him.
Yeah,
Well,
but
sometimes you
but
have
in the
to, though,
media, Dak gets more of the heat than Mike
That is
McCarthy.
true. That is
Yeah.
true.
Like, oh, he can't win in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just
yeah.
think that I don't know. I think Jerry Jones isn't using the money right. Why are you
No,
smiling?
I
at
don't
me?
know. I don't know.
You're thinking about what Evan was talking about, aren't you? With the Jerry Jones.
Oh, you can't get it off your mind, huh?
No.
If you know, you know. I'm basically what I'm saying is that I'm hating on the Cowboys, aka Jerry Jones, because I thought it was funny that Derrick Henry absolutely smoked them.
I mean, my hater's Anthony Richardson.
That's smart.
Good
I like
pick.
that.
Pretty much for all the same reasons Evan.
But
said
you don't
over
think
there.
he's gonna do good?
No. Mm-mm. I think
No.
he just looked absolutely not good.
You know, that's sad because I picked him up like second round in
Yeah.
fantasy.
Yeah, I never understood that.
He did not look good against the Bears. He did not look good against the Packers. I mean, he looked fine against the Texans. He still threw, I think, a couple picks. But
I mean, yeah, but if
I don't know. It's just you can. I mean,
if we look in the mirror, and we look at that first game, outside of those two long throws, what else did he do?
I guess that's a good point.
I feel like everyone's been blinded by that. You look at these 2 weeks, dude's missing checkdowns.
Yeah, that one pass that was picked off by Tremaine Edmonds in the end zone was atrocious. Although it did get tipped, apparently, allegedly. But even then, even if it got tipped,
I saw Anthony
it was
Richardson
still-
holding his hands up
it
in
was
the air.
still a terrible read and throw.
Yeah.
But yeah, Anthony Richardson. I think it's gonna be a while before he has another good game. And I know people were saying this when the Colts drafted him, but they were like, "Oh, he's a project."
Yeah.
And I guess he is showing signs of it being a project right now. But
What if he's a project? Like, why don't they get a veteran QB in there that he can sit behind and
they
let
have
him?
Flacco.
They have Flacco on the bench. But yeah, I agree that I think
But why don't they play him for a little bit?
Right.
Because with how good he was playing last year, play him for a little bit. Let
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson kind of sit
I
back.
feel like it's too late at this point. I think they.
No, yeah, they made their decision
sure.
now, but still, even last year.
Yeah. Well, last year he got hurt.
Well, yeah, but they didn't have to play him at the beginning of the
No,
season.
they didn't. They didn't.
No. Well, he played good in the beginning of the season, though.
Yeah, but it was more from a rushing perspective.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. All right.
So,
Who'd you have over there?
I had Isaiah Likely,
Oh yeah.
which I didn't botch his name, hopefully, but had that really good first game. Comes out week 2, does nothing.
Yeah.
Week 3, does nothing again. And you're kind of seeing it's the Lamar and Derrick Henry show over there.
Yeah.
So with them running it so much, and
did
which I
start
don't,
right.
I don't blame them for wanting to do that, and it's not necessarily Isaiah Likely's fault that I'm hating on him, but I don't know. I just, especially with having Mark Andrews in there too, and they got Zay Flowers. There's just a lot of people over there that it's going to take away from him. So I just don't see him being that big of a contributor.
Yeah, it's hard with the weapons they had,
Yeah.
And Mark Andrews didn't do anything either. It was just them running
Yeah.
down the Cowboys.
Like I said,
throat.
it's just been a weird year for tight ends.
Yeah. Travis Kelce not doing anything
Yeah,
either.
No.
So
I don't know.
all right.
I don't know.
Now we're gonna get into our parlay for this upcoming week, and
Big.
I'm just
implications.
hoping that I can get mine right this week because
Yeah.
I can already tell that I'm not gonna like doing this.
Hey, all I'm gonna
ginger
say is
shot.
we were supposed to get stuff that we think the other person won't like, but I mean
Yeah, so
there's a chance Evan might like this.
I'm doomed if I ever lose.
I
Maybe,
doubt
maybe
it.
you'll like this. You'll buy 5 tomorrow.
No.
in the store.
I don't think so.
I think there's a reason this is in a shot form, because no one's sipping on it.
All right, let's jump in. Yeah, let's jump into the parlay. We'll start over with Evan since he got his wrong last week.
Yeah, trying to
Let's
do
see who
right.
he's gonna throw in.
I'm trying to do right by you guys this week.
I
So-
appreciate it.
I got someone who's kind of, 2 touchdowns the past 2 weeks. Marvin Harrison.
Okay,
Okay.
I feel better about that.
All right.
After week 1, when he got like 1 catch. They really switched up their game plan, and now he's been getting the ball a bunch ever since. Got the touchdowns both weeks. So I'm gonna ride with him week 4. I think it's simple as that, man. Marvin,
Yeah.
he's their top guy over there, and
I think so.
they're gonna find ways to get him the ball. And I've 2 for 3 on the season, so why
I
not
do
make
like
it
that.
3
I
for
do like
4?
that pick.
He's a deep threat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it could happen at any time.
that's true.
Whether they're on the 1, whether they're in the red zone.
Yeah,
Mark it down right now.
Mark
It's
it down.
happening.
All right.
I hope so. I threw down Alvin Kamara.
Okay.
Someone who we've seen can get in the end zone 4 times in a game, or 1
True.
time
Or
in a
0.
game. Or
Or 0.
Let's not throw that number out there. Okay. But yeah, I think he's a receiving threat, rushing threat. I think that he should be able to get this no problem. The Saints have been rolling. I know the Eagles game was kind of like, I wouldn't even call it a setback, but just, a little
Battle of the
different.
defenses on
Yeah,
in that game.
I agree. I think they get rolling again, back on offense. Give me Alvin Kamara.
Yep.
Touchdown.
I'm
Okay.
picking, and I know this is interesting because I picked him for my capper, but I picked Devon Achane.
Wow.
Boo.
I think after the game he had, I think he'll be able to bounce back, and I think the Dolphins will get him the ball a little bit more, especially if they don't fix this QB situation.
Right.
I think they're going to run it a lot more. So I think
Okay.
I think Devon Achane's a good pick this week.
All right. So we have Devon Achane touchdown, Marvin Harrison touchdown, Alvin Kamara
Yep.
touchdown.
Yep.
Put those 3 in. We will be putting those in again with you.
All right.
Let's win some money.
Yep.
Now let's move on to our picks for week 4 before we get into, the shot,
Yes.
the ginger shot
Shot
taken
heard
by
around the
me.
world.
Shot heard around
Yeah,
the
and
world.
I can feel a little tickle on my throat. I think I'm coming down with something, so maybe it will help me.
Whoa,
Maybe it'll help me.
that's good to know.
So let's roll through these though, all right?
Okay.
Cowboys, Giants.
Oh, see,
I know, me and Connor we picked the Giants last week, so are we gonna roll with them again? I mean, I'll let Connor start this one out.
I want to, there's a small part of me that wants to.
Both 1 and 2 teams.
There's a small part of me that wants to be like, oh, the Giants got this, but I just don't think they'll. I think I have to pick the Cowboys.
Actually, let's get to it when we get to the game.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
No.
Our spread.
Oh,
We were gonna
spread of
say
the week.
we were gonna have a spread of the week for you
That's
guys. We'll
right.
say it when we get to the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Chris.
Yeah, I'm going Cowboys. Enough said. I'm not falling for it
Yeah.
with the Giants again.
Me neither. I'm not falling for it either. Cowboys. America's team.
Okay.
Vikings, Packers.
Oh, man.
Jordan Love returning.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Hopefully.
Maybe. Yes, he is.
Okay.
For the sake of me, let's hope he's returning.
Okay. Who are
I
you
want.
going?
No, I want you guys to start out with this one. I want to see what you guys. Actually, I'll go.
Okay.
I gotta go.
Shocker.
Packers. I gotta go Packers, and it's
Alright,
just as
that's
simple as
fair.
that. I'm a little
I
biased.
wouldn't blame you. We're all biased.
I think they're gonna have a good run game.
Okay. I'm going Vikings.
I'm also picking the Vikings.
Yeah, I mean, I think I.
no bias.
Well,
no bias.
If anything, Vikings bias for how
Yeah.
much I've been talking about the Vikings, but I just think that Jordan Love may not be 100%, and I think the Vikings are just going to hit them early and just kind of run away with it. And the Packers are going to be playing catch up.
It's at Lambeau though.
I don't think that matters.
It matters a lot.
I don't know.
It matters a lot.
Didn't Carolina walk in there and
When
almost beat them last year?
did they though?
Tampa Bay walked in there.
Tampa Bay
and
walked
beat
in
'em.
there and beat them last year.
And actually, it was our defense with sorry
Joe Barry. Right?
Joe Barry,
Why do I know that?
He was so bad.
Yeah,
because he
that's
was
true.
so bad.
You always remember the bad.
That's
stuff.
Because he
true.
was so bad.
That's true.
And I just think our defense is gonna step up and
Okay.
continue their streak of picks. So, but I mean, I can't blame you guys for picking the Vikings. It's fair. It's a fair pick. A 3-0 team.
Yeah.
Broncos, Jets.
Oh,
I mean, the Broncos showed flashes last week with Bo Nix.
Come on now.
man.
Come on now.
I
I'm
feel like
a-
the Jets are inconsistent. Go ahead though. Go ahead.
I'm gonna ride with Rodgers and the Jets.
Rodgers and the Jets.
I'm going Rodgers and the Jets.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Glaze.
I'm not glazed.
Stop glazing.
Should have went first.
Saints Falcons.
Okay.
Ooh, this is an interesting
This
one.
might be a better game than I would have originally thought at the start of the season.
Falcons have been in games. They beat the Eagles. They were in
almost.
this game with the Chiefs.
Yep.
And the Saints kind of were on the downhill against the Eagles.
Yeah.
But I think the Saints can bounce back.
I think the Saints will bounce back, and I think the Falcons will lose.
Yeah.
I'm taking Falcons.
Oh,
Okay.
my goodness. Okay, why?
Because they were so close versus the Chiefs.
Right.
And I like Bijan, and I don't know. Their receivers had a good game.
I mean, they beat a team that the Saints lost to.
Yeah.
And usually, you know how the chain of command works.
That's true.
They should beat the Saints, but
Still going Saints.
I'm still going with the
I got a
Saints.
good feeling about the Falcons.
But I think this could go either way.
Yeah.
It's only a good. I think it'll be a good game.
Atlanta is favored -1.5.
Interesting.
That's weird.
Eagles Buccaneers.
Ooh.
Philly's favored -2.5.
Man, I don't know because of the way Philadelphia's been playing and what the Buccaneers just did against the Lions.
Baker let us down last week.
Baker wouldn't let me down twice in a row. I'm going Buccaneers. Baker's still back.
Yep, I'm riding.
I can't handle the Eagles. I don't want to handle them.
Pause.
That's not a pause.
You can't handle the Eagles?
Is that
Oh,
a
you can't
pause?
handle them? You can't handle
okay,
Jalen
no more
Hurts?
comments about this. Give me the Bucks. Next person.
Bucks too, right? I'm going Bucks as well.
Nice. The Bucks.
I'm glazing Baker.
Yep.
Bengals Panthers.
You know, last week we kind of flew through the Panthers game saying they were gonna lose, but I think maybe now we'll take a little bit of time on it.
I really.
Andy Dalton revenge game. Give me the Panthers.
Give me the.
I don't know. I don't know.
In my head, I'm like, there's no way the Panthers can hang with the Bengals offense. But the Commanders did. They had one of the worst passing offenses. I really want to say Panthers because I believe, but there's no way the Bengals go 0-4. So I'm unfortunately going with the Bengals.
I'm going with the Bengals as well. I mean, the Bengals I feel like are a much better team than the Raiders.
Yeah.
I just don't think the Panthers can stop that.
This
guy's smiling over here.
He wants to be different.
I do want to be different. Like I literally was going to pick the Bengals.
Yeah.
And then you guys both picked the Bengals, and now I feel like I have to be different.
But
But I'm not going to be different.
Stupid,
I'm not going to be different.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick the Bengals.
Pick your battles.
Yeah. Maybe I'll be different on another one.
All
right. Jags, Texans. I mean, come on now. I'm taking the Texans. Come on now.
Go
No,
ahead.
the Texans have been playing.
They played one bad game, let's be honest.
Hey, ever
They didn't
since
really play that
CJ
good against the
Stroud,
Bears either.
Lil bro,
Caleb Williams.
But dude, did you watch the Jaguars?
Yeah,
play?
I gotta go with the Texans.
I gotta go Texans too. The Jaguars are a new level of bad.
Steelers, Colts.
I think we ride with the Steelers.
Steelers.
J Fields.
Yeah.
I'm going Justin.
I mean, if the Colts play like they played,
The defense is going to eat them alive.
Yeah, the Steelers have another good
The
defense.
Steelers defense is
Steelers.
going to eat Anthony Richardson alive.
Let's go. Give me the Steelers.
I think Anthony Richardson might even get hurt this game.
That's a crazy thing to say.
Crazy
That's actually.
Quote me on this.
That is a crazy.
That's a
line.
crazy prediction.
But I like it.
Rams, Bears.
Give me the Bears.
Give me them Bears. Bear down.
The Bears.
Bear down.
Hey,
Go
just
Bears.
put go Rams and
It's only fair that he does this. It's only fair. You really think the Rams are going to beat the Bears?
they just beat the 49ers.
The 49ers lost to the Vikings too.
I think that was like an
Yeah,
inside
but
fake setup game. Anyways.
it doesn't matter, man.
Okay. Bears,
They
Bears,
beat
Rams.
the 49ers, who has a good defense, probably better than the Bears defense.
Yeah, but did they really beat them? Or did the score just magically change? Because I didn't watch that game.
I did.
What are we talking about right
I watched
now?
like the last 5 minutes.
Did you watch Jordan Whittington?
He did nothing.
I know.
That's why his stock went down.
Next pick. Yeah, don't talk about
Yep, I'm going Bears.
Oh,
you're going
Whoa,
with the
he
Bears?
said Bears.
Psych.
He can't do that. All right, fine. We got him. We almost got him.
Yeah.
Rams. Commanders, Cardinals.
Dude.
Give me them
Oh my
Commanders.
gosh.
Give me them Commanders. Come on now. My boy Jane Daniels going to go crazy.
I don't know. Evan, do you know your pick?
Going Cardinals.
Okay. I'm. No.
I know you want to. I know you want to.
My gut's telling me.
You want to. What's your heart telling you?
My heart's telling me that I need Kyler Murray to drop 30 points in fantasy. And for that reason, I'm going with the Cardinals.
All right.
I just feel like this might be the first game where we see Jane Daniels play bad and we go, what? It's the Cardinals. I think Kyler Murray needs at least one more good game before Kyle comes out.
I can't believe you just said Jane Daniels and bad game in the same sentence.
Well, they're synonyms.
Tisk.
Next game.
Patriots, 49ers. I'm going 49ers. That's easy for me.
I don't know what it was.
49ers are favored -10.
Do we like that?
Yeah. No, I think.
Come on.
I got to go the Niners.
I'm
I want to
going
pick the Patriots,
Niners
but
too. You
they
can't.
didn't look good against the Jets.
No, I told you Jacoby was going to struggle, and I think he did. Drake May came in. We might see Drake May again. That's all I got to say. Go 49ers.
I'm still picking the Niners, but
Okay.
I do want to pick the Patriots.
Okay.
I low-key like that +10.
Yeah. Well, it's not
After we picked them versus the Jets.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. If you bet that.
That was all him. That was all his idea.
Yeah. Browns, Raiders.
Ugh.
I'm going Raiders.
I'm going with the
Go
Browns.
Raiders.
Hey, can you say
Yo.
Can you say
Let's chill.
All right,
Let's chill. I'm going with the Browns.
Give me a Modelo.
I don't think. Whoa!
Hang on. I'm going Browns too. We should move on before he keeps going.
Browns.
I'm going Browns.
Yeah, I don't think the Raiders.
I
are
mean,
good.
I would say something else about the defense again, but I just.
You love that good D.
Yeah, dude.
Pause. Chiefs, Chargers.
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
I don't understand how this is like a
Chiefs,
debate. I don't
fine,
understand how
Chiefs.
this
You know
is
me,
like
I'm going Chargers. You know me.
And this is why we're going to be ahead.
Yeah.
You know
Or
me.
we'll be watching this, tallying up our things. We're
Hey.
like, why'd we say that?
Don't come crying when the Chargers beat them.
What is this a 3:00 game?
This is a 3:25 game. This is the last 3:25 game that
Okay.
I'm gonna be saying.
That Browns Raiders game is that's a snooze fest.
I really hope we don't get that televised. Oh wait,
we
we're
get
good
everyone
now.
televised.
Oh,
Shout out Mike.
Subtle flex.
Yeah, Sunday ticket.
Hope you're watching.
Sunday night, Bills Ravens, a good one.
Bills Ravens.
Let me just start out by saying,
Come on, man.
Josh Allen, I think he might win MVP this year.
I've been saying
For
that.
sure, early season MVP candidate.
You know, they're saying, oh, Josh Allen, he doesn't have wide receivers. What is he going to do without Stephon Diggs? No, Stephon Diggs was the problem.
Yeah.
He's yapping in his ear.
Yep.
Josh Allen don't need to hear that.
Josh Allen said, "Watch this."
Hey,
Hold my
he just
beer.
needs to be himself, all right?
Mhm.
He needs to be him, and he has been him,
Okay.
and he's going to get it done versus the Ravens
Okay.
with Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. Doesn't matter. Taking Bills.
I love you, Josh Allen.
Oh, my God, bro. I'm not even going to say it, man. I'm not even going to say it.
I love you, Josh Allen.
gonna say it.
Bills by 50,000. I think the Bill. I can't wait for the Ravens to win by.
Nah, this might be even crazier than Connor and Glaze and Jaden Daniels.
I just,
You put it all out there for Josh Allen.
I don't know. I've been a Josh Allen fan since week 1.
Haley Steinfeld might be mad.
I've been a Josh Allen fan.
She
since he
could be
started
mad.
dating
She can, fight me or something, or clear it up on the pod right here.
Oh, Haley Steinfeld, we would love to have you on the pod.
Hey,
we would love to have you on
Would
the
you rather
pod.
have her or Jane Daniels on the pod?
Jane Daniels.
That's crazy.
No, because then we could talk about football. Her, talk about Josh Allen.
All right.
All right,
Talk
next.
about
Give me the
her
Bills.
acting gigs. Yeah, give me the Bills. I'm rocking with the Bills
Okay.
too.
Yo.
Titans, Dolphins.
Oh,
Snooze
Lord.
fest.
Oh, Lord. I don't. There's
Oh,
no
my
way we pick the
Lord,
Titans,
yeah,
right?
I mean, it really just all depends on what happens at QB for the Dolphins, but
Do we?
I gotta pick the Dolphins.
You're really.
I hope Will Levis. Will Levis, more than welcome to have you on the pod.
Yep.
But I hope
Not
you get
the
another
Mayo,
meme
though.
picture of you taken this week. We need to keep the streak going.
What
Want
are
me
you
to go?
going with? Yeah. Now it's gonna
I'm
seem
gonna
like a
take. I'm gonna
glaze.
take Dolphins too.
Oh, my
because-
God.
What'd you say?
I didn't say anyone.
I just think that Mike McDaniel's. He's gonna put it together with the crew. Okay. He's, I think Tyler Huntley's gonna come in this week, right?
No.
Pro Bowler, Tyler Huntley.
Pro Bowler Tyler Huntley, Chris,
You're right.
and he's gonna.
What is going on here?
Oh, quote me on this. Tyler Huntley, Dolphins starting quarterback for the rest of the season. For the rest of the season.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad. of a
I mean,
quote.
that's not. Yeah, it's not that crazy.
Until they
to
pick
say.
up Tom Brady.
Tom Brady's not leaving the
Hey,
booth.
let that rest.
Actually,
Let that rest.
I hope
That's
he's
tired.
I don't know if he should leave the booth. Yeah, I'm going.
Wired.
This may seem like a glaze, but trust me, it's not. I was gonna go Dolphins regardless. After what I said about Tyreek, and I just think you can't go out that bad as you did last week and then not have a bounce back game, especially against a team like the Titans, who I genuinely am considering to be one of the worst teams in the NFL right now, or ever. Like,
Hey,
you know what
so
I
you're
mean.
going Dolphins?
I'm going Dolphins, no glaze.
All right, last game, Seahawks, Lions, and feel free to milk this one because I know we don't have to get to the next segment after this.
Oh, bro,
so feel free to.
Let's fire through this.
Should we just go
Lions?
quickly? I'm going Lions.
Come on now, man.
You
This
want
is
to
where
be
I'm gonna be
different
different.
Yeah, after that Lions take.
And let me just explain why. All right, just to milk it a little bit.
Okay.
Let me explain why here.
I want to change.
I said last week, the Lions they're on the downtrend,
And then they won.
and they won.
And played
But then I was
well.
looking at their upcoming games, and I'm gonna stick with that. So I'm gonna go Seahawks, a 3-0 Seahawks team,
I really like the Seahawks.
and it is at Ford Field,
Okay, never mind.
but I don't know, man. My gut tells me to be different here, to pick the Seahawks, and then we're gonna see a 2-2 Lions team going into Week 5.
I really like the Seahawks. I would honestly choose the Seahawks, but I already said Lions, so I can't go back on that.
All right.
Enough
Well, I
said.
believe that concludes all of the games
Is
for
it?
week.
Yeah. Let's end now.
All right.
All right.
No. Let's end the pod. Hey guys, thanks for listening.
Well, guys,
Oh,
thank you for tuning into the end of the podcast. We have a little bit of
No. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you
No.
next
We have a
week.
little bit of, like we
No.
said, we have a little bit of a surprise.
I don't
for you.
know.
Let me see this.
Well, we're not sponsored, so I don't want to show the label.
Let me open it up.
Already
Let me. No.
God, it's his thing. He's
Bro,
gotta- he's
jeez,
gotta
man.
smell it,
And I
Do
gotta-
you want to do it?
Yeah, you want to do it, man? Oh, you want to open it up and do it?
Hey,
No,
we will be indulging.
We'll be indulging in the Dude
in the
Perfect.
Dude Perfect. I will go first.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, how does that taste? Well, I might need that for after.
Okay.
Well, let me get my sip. So I can-
Don't drink it all. Don't drink it all.
Oh, Perfect Pop Body Armor.
That's pretty good.
Hey, get out of here,
Dude.
dude.
Gone.
Let me see that.
This is good.
There you go. Chaser. We thought about having a garbage can, but if
No,
you
I'll
don't
be good.
If you don't see a viewer claim or whatever, he didn't throw up. We wouldn't add whatever it was.
Can we smell that too?
No, right? Oh, nah.
It's not that bad. It doesn't smell that bad.
This might clear you out. Period.
Pause.
I didn't.
All right.
All right.
This is why you
Wait, should I-
shouldn't miss our
Oh,
parlay.
never mind.
Don't miss on our parlay. Let's go.
Wow. That's impressive.
Oh.
Well, I feel like I can smell it still. You've been blessed with health.
Yeah.
Definitely got that cayenne.
Oh, it's got some kick.
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate that?
Like, did it at least taste good? But like, there was
No,
that
it didn't
No,
taste good.
Okay.
You want to taste some of the last?
No.
There's none left, man.
Yeah, I
Good
mean,
on you. Good
it
on
went
you for
down smooth.
finishing
It looked like though. Yeah,
It did. You didn't make a face until you put it down.
Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, because it started to burn right as I put it down.
Yeah, you could just tell that
Yeah.
was not pleasant. Yeah, Evan can have the rest of that for doing that.
Mm-hmm. That's why you don't miss on the parlays. So let's
Yeah.
hope Achan and
Kamara.
and Marvin Harrison Jr. lock in score for
It's
us.
still burning in the back of my throat.
It's gonna keep burning for the rest of the nights.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for tuning in to episode 3.
Yeah.
As always, 220 takes. If you have like we said earlier, if you have any questions you want to ask us, comment on anything that you can, or if you know us personally, you can just shoot us a text. But
should it just be about sports?
I mean, it could be about sports. It could be about. I mean, if you want to get to know us a little bit better, you can ask us whatever you want.
Anything.
Ask us whatever you want.
Yeah.
Well, if we like your question, we'll ask it.
I like that.
You can ask questions specifically about us if you want to ask the whole group. We're more than welcome to answer, as long as it's appropriate.
Yeah.
Or if it's funny.
Right.
If it's funny, we'll ask it.
And last week we put out a poll on the Spotify. It expired now. We didn't mention it on the podcast, but
I think
we
should I look at the results?
Let's look at the results
really quickly.
I do think that the only people that voted were me, Evan,
and some mysterious fourth person,
Chris, and some mysterious fourth person who I think we know
voted
who
for
it is.
me.
But
let's see really quickly. Oh, look at that! I did win.
Okay.
All right.
Well, so we get more people to do it. If you see on Spotify that there's a poll up when we post it, make sure you answer the poll. I'm not sure if we're gonna have one yet or not. It's to be determined, but we're now on Spotify, YouTube, and then we just added Apple Podcasts for people who have that.
Adrian Peterson.
So thanks for listening, and
that's it.
Hopefully see you back.
Tune in next week, please.
Tune in next week. If Connor wants to do the podcast,
okay,
we can take that out.
No, that's all right. I'll be here next week, unless something crazy happens. Unless I crash out.
Unless Jaden Daniels gets injured.
Yeah.
Connor will be here next week taking some other shot.
Nah, Devon Achan scoring.
All right.
I'll be here next week unless I crash out.
Cool.
All right. See you guys.
Thanks.